Huge Flappy Bird scam.
I think some of you
I don't know if y'all have seen, but like last week or something, Flappy Bird had came back onto the App Store. It was like a few years ago. They had took it off the App Store, talking about I forget why they took it off, but they took it off. And then, oh wait, because the Flash player was getting took down. I think that's why it got took down. But they finally came back.
still remember where you
Apparently
were
it's a
the
scam.
exact
I haven't
moment
seen nothing
Flappy
about
Bird was taken from us, God rest its soul. Some of us still bear those scars. Flappy Bird was one of the biggest mobile games to ever release, at least for its time. It felt like every phone on the planet had that puppy installed. That was as
remember
close
back
to global unity as
going
we've
crazy
ever
on Flappy
come.
Bird.
That and Pokemon Go. But Flappy Bird was a phenomenon. When I was in college when it came out, and I remember it swept like a plague. People started to care a lot about Flappy Bird high scores. It became like a status symbol. Anyone who broke triple digits was treated like a god on campus.
No,
They
I
were
don't
a
think I ever broke triple
celebrity.
digits
But as
either.
they say, the star that burns brightest burns out quickest. The creator of Flappy Bird announced that he was feeling immense guilt over how addicting and how popular the game had become. So he announced that at the height of its popularity, where he was making like $50,000 a day from this, he would be taking it down. And by golly,
He didn't take it. I thought he got took down because the Flash player was going down. He took it down because he said it was too addicting. Bro, that's what you want for your game. That's perfect.
tell you what, sports
Everybody wanna
fans, he
play
was
it.
a man of his word. Down
Yeah.
it stayed. It was banished to the Shadow Realm, and it's been a decade. And then out of nowhere, the resurrection. It was announced Flappy Bird would be coming back, the original Flappy Bird. But that was a fucking lie. It tried to mislead people into believing that this was the original Flappy Bird, and it hinted that the actual creator of the game was involved, even though he wasn't, and it's actually just a crypto scam. It was there to peddle NFTs.
Wait, they said the game was coming back, and somebody else just put up the game with NFTs in the back that people could buy.
Whoever's behind this is an absolute fucking buffoon. NFTs in the year 2024, you've got to be off your gourd. You might as well be trying to sell fucking fidget
Can the
spinners
O-
on
can
the
the
on the
OG
blockchain. Like
creator of Flappy
you're
Bird
so
sue
tardy to the
him
party,
for
old man.
using his-
But crypto scams, I know, do
likeness?
still exist. I know people still fall for them every single day.
was his
But I
game.
think the majority of people, when they see crypto or NFT anything, they treat it like someone yelling bomb in an airport and start running the other way. Also, the actual creator of Flappy Bird, Dong Nguyen, just posted a tweet confirming he has no involvement with this project at all, and then condemns crypto. Turns out what actually happened is the smooth brains
The account must have got hacked.
stooges that are still sucking on the teat of NFT scams noticed that the trademark had been abandoned. So the copyright was
Never
inactive,
mind.
and they swooped in and took Flappy Bird since Dong
Okay, so he dropped the trademark.
Nguyen didn't, refile for it or anything like that. So they were able to take Flappy Bird. At least that's what's currently being reported here, and that really does track. That seems par for the course for NFT scammers. So they grab Flappy Bird knowing that it is a name that everybody remembers, even a decade later, and they try and do a quick pump and dump crypto scam with it.
They tried.
But they didn't anticipate
not
that
work.
everyone would catch on so quickly. I imagine there still will be a few people that don't know, and they'll see Flappy Bird hit their phones and be like, oh, Flappy Bird's back, and they'll download it, and hopefully they don't end up losing a lot of money in it or whatever. But it's not actually Flappy Bird. It's not actually coming from the creator. It is legitimately the lowest
bro, I
effort
wasn't
crypto
even
scam
knowing
that we've
this.
seen a million times before. But they did go through the effort of
I
making a
just seen
cool
Flappy Bird
hype-up
came back.
trailer for it.
10 years ago in a
Latest
faraway
gaming
universe.
sensation, Flappy Bird.
Flappy Bird.
Why is it so hard?
Downloaded more than 50 million times.
It is the,
number one app
in over 100 countries.
It's a global sensation.
People going
Number one app in
crazy
over
by the
100
addictive
countries.
nature of the game.
Until suddenly it was game
not.
over.
The mobile game Flappy Bird has been taken off the Apple App Store and Google's
Users
Play
across
Store.
social media expressing their disappointment.
You can't
Their
play Flappy
game
Bird
is
anymore.
gone.
Flappy
Bird.
Rest in peace.
Looking back on this 10 years later, it really is crazy how big Flappy Bird was. Especially for back then. Things didn't travel as quickly back then. Nowadays, you'll have shit pop off out of nowhere thanks to things like TikTok, and it just everyone has more access to things. But 10 years ago, it wasn't quite like that, and yet Flappy Bird still took the whole world by storm. I still remember, like, really grinding hard to try and be a triple-digit Chad, and so did a lot of my friends. In my psychology course in particular, me and a buddy of mine used to treat that like a fucking battlefield where we'd just be playing Flappy Bird the entire time, just trying to get to triple digits. I don't remember if I ever did or not. I think at some point I probably cracked into that. But anyway, I personally look back fondly on Flappy Bird. It is such a shame and it's sad that the creator felt miserable for what he created here. He delivered something that I think a lot of people really appreciated, and in a lot of ways it was one of the few times that a game became so big that even people that don't play games were talking about it and in on it. It was cool, it really was.
Flappy Bird will fly again. Flappy Bird returns for an epic adventure with more NFTs. Let's go.
So interesting how there's no mention of crypto or NFTs in this trailer here. Trying to keep that as under the radar as possible, flying real low with that information, because they know if people sniff that out, they would hate this and they would rightfully avoid it. But it is indeed a crypto NFT dog shit product that they are going to try and just use the goodwill of the old Flappy Bird name to try and get a few suckers to buy into it. A classic in the crypto community. I checked the Flappy Bird Twitter to see if they were going to even acknowledge the information that came out about the creator not being involved and it being all crypto based. But they're not. Instead, they announced that Flappy Bird is on Telegram. It's landed.
Yo, they definitely gotta be hacked, because what they talking about, Flappy Bird is now on Telegram. We know what would be going on Telegram, and we seen the creator of Telegram had got arrested. I don't know if he got released, but
On Telegram, what everyone's been begging for 10 fucking years. This is the biggest news since JFK announced that we were going to the goddamn moon. And you can join the Flap-a-Ton event now. Oh my god, it's everything we've always wanted. Just look at how excited the comment section is, filled with very real people expressing their very real excitement. Like our good pal Kimmer, who said, I was hooked on the combination of old and new features.
I feel like this is the only real comment right here. Anything on Telegram is bad news. IMO, good luck with those NFTs though.
Of Flappy Bird, and then only 9 minutes later they had to say something again because they were overcome with so much joy. They said, Flappy Bird rose from the ashes again, testing the limits of my game abilities. Every single fucking comment looks like those fake Amazon product reviews that just say, good product, did like. Especially Kimmer. Kimmer just can't stop fucking yapping about it. Here's another one from Kimmer only 6 minutes later. The resumption of the Flappy Bird flight looks like a flash of nostalgia. And if you thought Kimmer was done commenting on this post, you've lost your goddamn marbles. Kimmer came back only a minute later and said, Flappy Bird takes off again. Once again surrounded by other glowing reviews from Flappy Bird enthusiasts, all of which seem to curiously have crypto ties in their profile. And they all kind of read like bots. But when it comes to crypto, it's always really hard to know what's a bot and what's a person who's just been brainwashed.
These three are
There's
bots.
not really a difference. They basically just become a crypto bot in the end anyway. But every single comment's kind of the same shit about Flappy Bird. I'm so glad it's back, and the Web3 features make it even better. I'm all in for this new Web3 edition. Can't stop flapping on Telegram. Adam, that sounds like a threat. That sounds like you're up to something nefarious. And don't worry, Kimmer is back. If you thought Kimmer was done posting on this thread here, you're a fucking idiot, because Kimmer had a lot more
Kimmer commented like 10 times on this thread
to say.
Who would have thought that clapping could be so fun?
Who would have thought that clapping could be so fun? I think they meant flapping, unless they're just sitting there at their computer just giving this game a huge round of applause. It's so weird how, out of the 400-something comments on this post that's only an hour old, almost none of them mention any level of distrust with the product. No one's mentioning the information about the creator not being involved,
Hey,
despite
man.
misleading people into thinking that he was. That's odd how it's only people that are really excited about all the Web3 capabilities, and especially Kimmer, who hasn't been this excited since the day of their birth. It's weird. I don't know. Something smells a little fishy there. But I'm not here to insinuate that the Flappy Bird team might be using bots to promote the game. No,
No.
that's way too
Wait.
low for crypto scammers. They wouldn't
would-
do something like
they
that.
totally
It
wouldn't
must
do
purely be a
anything like that.
coincidence that so many accounts are posting so many times
Why would
saying
they
almost
ever?
identical things in the comment section here. That's all it is. But yeah, wanted to talk about the big Flappy Bird scam here. That's really about it. See ya.
So, Flappy Bird has returned to the store, but apparently, it's not really Flappy Bird. It may be the same app look wise, but they added NFTs to it. They're selling skins for the green pillars and the Flappy Birds. The original dude can't even sue because he abandoned the trademark. That's tough.